Hello and welcome to Knittin from the Mitten. My name is Tiffany and I am coming to you from Midland, Michigan, which is also known as the Mitten State. You can find me on Ravelry and Periscope as Tiff Grooms Dogs, on Instagram as Knittin from the Mitten, and we have a Ravelry group called Knittin from the Mitten Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is November 1st and it is a very nice crisp fall day. I do have the window cracked open just a bit, so if you hear any car noises, that's why. And yeah, so thank you for joining me today. I have one FO and I have some whips and lots of acquisitions. That was bad. But yeah, so let's get into it. First, I will show you my FO. So right here is my little mug cozy. This is the Mug and French Press cozy. I don't know what it's called. I'll put it down here, but it's something like that. And it was a free pattern, and this is part of the cozier mug along that I'm hosting. And yeah, it was a free pattern, super easy, knit up so fast. It's worsted yarn, it's patterns, so it's all wool. The only thing I wish that I would have done different is I knit it very tall, so it goes right up, almost right up to the brim. And so when I go to drink, I'll get like wool in my mouth, so I always kind of like pull it down like that when I go to drink. So that's something I would have done a little bit different. The other changes that I did was I did not knit the bottom. There was like a bottom part to it that it would have been sitting on yarn, and it was kind of wibbly wobbly. I did knit it at first, and this is like my favorite mug, and I just did not want this tipping over because it was unstable on the bottom. So yeah, that's what I did for that. And since I am talking about the knit along, I might as well talk about it here. What we are doing is knitting mug cozies or crocheting mug cozies, and it's going through December. I can't remember off the top of my head what date it is, but I've got it in the Ravelry notes, or in the Ravelry group. You can look in the thread there. And yeah, so it's pretty easy to get done. I just kind of wanted to easy knit along for right now, no pressure, that we could get done really quick and kind of feel good about getting something finished, because right now I have a lot of like big projects on the needles, so getting something finished quickly is very nice. So yeah, so that's that. And also what I think is kind of cool about it, which I did not intend for this to happen, but I think it's kind of a bonus, is that a lot of people can give gifts, give mug cozies as gifts. So, and there's a lot of knit alongs for knitting for Christmas presents right now, so you can double dip, triple dip, whatever you want to do for that as well. So oh, and the tea I'm drinking it's a new one that I got. I actually haven't even tried it yet. It's still too hot to drink, but it's called Energ tea. It's really hard to say, but I just got this at Marshall's a couple weeks ago, and I want to say that it was, oh yeah, it's packed in Sri Lanka, but the contact information is out of Manchester in the UK. So, but yeah, it smells really good, so I'm really excited to give that a try. It's not caffeinated. It says it's a caffeine-free natural energy boost, the perfect tea for you, feeling happy, healthy, energized, and young. So, I just thought it would be kind of fun. It was on sale, so I thought I'd give it a try. Let's see here. So yeah, feel free to knit or crochet a mug cozy, and one of the prizes is going to be a little project bag from Tracy, and which is a special sewing. Oh goodness, specialty sewing. Let me look. I know I've got it down here. Yes, specialtysewing.etsy.com. That is going to be one of the prizes. And then I'm probably going to throw in like some tea and stuff in with the prize as well, the little prize pack. So yeah. Let's see. The first whip that I've got, I'm not going to show you all my whips because I have too many, and I will show you what I'm primarily working on. I showed you this last time when I was at my mom's. This is for the Podcaster Festive Sock Swap, which was put on by Eva Christie of Eva Christie Hand Knitting Podcast. And basically you are knitting a sock for someone and someone is knitting a sock for you, or a pair of socks for you for Christmas. So really, really cool. It's all a big secret, so nobody knows who's knitting for each other. And I'm really, really excited to send these off to their owner. But here is what I've got so far. And I'm knitting these on circulars, little 9-inch circulars, so it's kind of hard to show. But the little weenie dog charm is where I was at last time. I wonder if this will focus. Maybe not. But you can see it really good there. But yeah, so lots of pink and speckliness. This is out of my 1989 colorway that I have. And I actually have some news about that when I get to shop news. So I will tell you more about that later if you are interested in this colorway. But I did a Fish Lips Kissed Heel. And then yeah, I'm just on the leg of it now. So, or the foot. So I'm really, really excited. And these are knitting up very quickly. But so excited about that. And here's what the yarn looks like caked up. I really wish this would focus. Boo. But I'll just hold it back here. It wants to focus back here, so whatever works. But yeah, super, super girly colors and lots of bright colors. So that is that whip. And that's just a vanilla sock pattern in a 2x2 rib. I forgot to mention all that. So my next whip has something with an acquisition in it. That's really bad. And it is the On the Spice Market Shawl by Melanie Berg. And I will start off by saying first that I have been really motivated to get this done now. Because I want the finished product. It's nothing to do with the pattern. I just kind of want to be done knitting it. I just really want the finished product. There's a knit along called the Big Bad Berg Along, which is being put on by about 5 or 6 podcasts, and most of them are audio podcasts. And I've got the Knit More Girls is doing it, In a Snit, which is a video podcast. Actually Knitting, which is a audio. Prairie Girls Knit and Spin, which is audio, Knitting Butterflies, and Downseller Studios. And those are audio podcasts as well. And that knit along is going on until November 15th. And I was listening to their podcast and I was thinking that I wouldn't be able to participate because I'd cast on way back in July. And a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are allowing whips. And so yeah, I was very excited, feeling very motivated to get it done. So I've been working on that a lot. So I will show you. And I will show you first my acquisition from this week. I got a Fringe Supply Company bag. I was so been wanting to get one of these. I was watching Yarn Hoarder, and she was talking about how she loves this bag and that when you first get it, it's kind of stiff and like the handle isn't super pliable yet. But she said that the more you use them, the more worn in they get and more squishy and just really nice to use. And I've just heard so many people talk about so many good things with that. So I caved and I got one and I love it. I love it. Very, very happy with it. But so here's my shawl. And I'll show you what I got done. I don't think I showed this last time, but I showed the time before. So I've got my marker on here to show you how much I've done. So wow, quite a bit. I can really see it on the screen behind me, or behind you guys. You can't see the screen, obviously. So yeah, holy cow, that looks really big. So this is supposed to be a huge shawl when it's done. Excuse me. And I cannot wait. I just last night finished this color blip section. So there's just one stripe I mean, one row, you can't even see it, but one row of the plain color for the last section. So, I mean, I still have a good amount of it left, but I feel like I am in the last little bit of it. So, very exciting. Like, I think I still have like 100 more stitches to add on to it, because there's still more increases. So, so I still do have quite a bit to get done, but I've got 2 weeks to get it done. So I'm hoping that I can. I really, really want to get it done for that knit along. So yeah, and I cannot wait. I'm so happy about this bag. I love it. It's so nice and sturdy, and I just love it. Very, very excited. I want to get one in every color now. But yeah, so I totally recommend this bag. And if you haven't watched Yarn Hoarder podcast, you should, because she talks quite a bit about these bags, and she's just a really good podcast. So go check her out. That's Amber. So yeah, that's it for my whips right now. I have been working here and there on some other things, but once I found out about the Big Bad Burgalong and that you could use whips, I've been kind of blinders on working on that. So next I will show more of my acquisitions, because I've been really bad, but it's fun to show them off, so I'll be right back. So for my acquisitions, I will explain with this first. As you guys, if you're new to the podcast, you probably don't know about this, but for those of you who have watched before, I was supposed to go to the Ann Arbor Fiber Expo 2 weeks ago. October 22nd was when it was. And I was really, when I podcasted last, I was really, really worried that I wouldn't be able to go because of a cold that I felt coming on. And there's kind of a lot of things that happened all at once that it kind of became like a sign that I should not go, and I'm just going to go with that. When I have that many signs to not go, I think there's a reason to not go, for sure. So I was not able to go. I did end up getting more sick, and I had a slight fever, which was not fun. But the first thing that happened was, well, for those who saw the last podcast, I was at my mom's, and we were house sitting, and originally my mom was supposed to go with me, but my mom's friend who lives on the other side of the state over in Grand Rapids, she had a medical emergency, and so my mom went to help her out. And so I thought that was kind of like the first sign. My mom wasn't able to go with me, and then I started to kind of get sick. Ethan had the cold before, and I kind of felt it coming on. And then on top of that, the night before, Ethan was kind of checking over the cars and stuff and making sure that, everything would be okay, that I'd be okay to drive down there. And our cars just really, we've been limping them along for 4 years now, and they just weren't, I think they would have been okay. But it was just kind of one of those things that if you're from Michigan, Detroit driving is, I'm sure for the people that live down there, it's like no big, but it's kind of a big deal for me. And I think, I mean, I would have been fine, but our truck going 65, or doesn't like to go over 65. If it would have been going over 75, 80, and sometimes the flow of traffic is even more than that down there. And I think it would have been really rickety. So I thought that was kind of another sign. And I also think if my mom would have been able to go, because we would have went in her car, and I was still getting sick, I think that I would have just pushed it and gone, and then gotten worse. So I think that was one of those signs. So I was really bummed, but I had saved this money up to go, and I said, well, I'm going to do some online retail therapy. So there was a silver lining. So like I said just before, that the fringe supply bag was, that was the first thing I bought. I had been eyeing one of those. I thought this was kind of the perfect time to get one of those, without feeling too guilty. And let's see. Oh, some other things that I got were, I had been eyeing this on D-Stash for a little bit. It's the yarn for my campsite shawl, the haiku, and I did not buy that yarn that I had been given it, and so I didn't have quite enough for that shawl. And I went on D-Stash a couple weeks ago, and I saw that it was there, and it was only like $12 shipped for both of these, and usually these are like $8 each, not including shipping. So I was going to wait until after the expo to get a hold of the lady and to see if it was still there. And so then when I wasn't going, I was like, all right, I'm going to go check that out. So she still had it. So now I have enough yarn to do the entire shawl and not have to do like a different color border. So I'm very happy about that. And that was my first experience with buying from D-Stash on Ravelry. And it is fun. It is really easy and almost too easy. And so now I've been kind of obsessed with looking on D-Stash. So yeah, that was fun. So I recommend that to anyone who hasn't tried ordering through Ravelry yet. Another thing that I bought, and this was something that I have been wanting to buy and I have been planning on buying very soon. So I thought that weekend was a good time to buy it. I won't show you all of them. I bought, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 7 skeins of undyed yarn for a sweater that I'm going to be knitting. And this is Knit Picks Bare DK. And it's all merino wool. It's not superwash. It's no nylon. It's just 100% merino wool. So it's very soft, very squishy. And this is for the Gin and Tonic sweater by Thea Coleman, which I showed, I think, in episode 1, maybe 2. It was way back at the beginning. And I had cast it on last Christmas, and I had bought some DK-ish yarn from Michaels that was just acrylic. It was super on sale. I think it cost me like $15 for the whole batch. And I had tried to knit this sweater like 2 or 3 times. I only got like maybe this far on the, it's a bottom up sweater. And I'd only get like that far, maybe a little bit on the sleeve. I was trying many different ways. I kept casting on and starting over, and I just could not get behind the yarn. It was all acrylic, and I'm nothing against acrylic, but when I'm knitting a sweater for myself, it's an oversized sweater. I really want it to be in something I love, because A, it's going to take forever to knit, and B, it's going to be something that I'm wearing. And you know, it's not like I don't know how to take care of wool yarn, obviously, so I might as well knit something in wool. So I had been thinking about, you know, getting rid of that yarn and debating, and maybe like a couple months ago or so, I was like, I think I'm going to do that around Christmas time, get some yarn to dye for it, because that would be, you know, a little bit of a cheaper way to do it. So very, very excited about that. I kind of want to go dye it after I podcast today. I think I want to do it in a gray. That was originally the color I had. If you have not seen that pattern, you should go look it up. Like I said, it's Gin and Tonic. It's super cute. Super cute. Oversized sweater with like a cowl neck. And it's really cute. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I probably won't cast that on though till maybe Christmas again. That'd be kind of cool. But maybe the new year too. So we'll see. But yeah, I've got the yarn for that now. So very excited. I got my first sock blank. That was one of the things that I had on my list for when we were going to the Fiber Expo, was a sock blank. I've never knit with one. And so that was one of the first things I went looking for when I was doing my retail therapy. And I ended up getting this one. I'll take it out of the package. It's by Knittin and Colored. Here is her card, and it's not going to focus, but I'll put her information down here. Knitting and Color, and this is what it looks like. Oh, I just love it. So it's just all these super fun, bright colors, and I adore. Oh, it focused. Hey, cool. And I adore it. And this is the first time where I've gotten something in the mail and I wanted to cast it on immediately. So I'm not going to. I'm going to save this. I'm considering doing this for my Christmas Eve cast on with Danny of Little Bobbins Knits Christmas Eve cast on. I kind of want to do that. I think that would be kind of a neat a neat thing to do. I really want to knit with this. I don't really want to wait to knit with it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But it's definitely one of my options. And then she also sent me this adorable little mini. She sent with the order, and it's got such cute colors. Maybe I get my face out of the way. No. But this is, and it's sparkly too. Nope, not gonna focus. But the colorway is called Super Fun with an exclamation point. And it's her Glam Rock Sparkle base. But I really like it. So that is my first ever sock blank. And I also wanted to say that her customer service was fantastic. I had ordered the sparkle one. It was listed as a sparkle one. And which I was more in love. I love sparkle, but I was more in love with the colors than it was the fact that it was a sparkle one. And she messaged me and said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I did a little boo-boo on my inventory, and this is actually a non-sparkle one. Do you still want it, or do you want me to refund you?" I was like, "Yes, I still want it because I love it." But I was told her, I was like, "That is not a problem. I totally understand." I was like, "I get it, and not a problem. And I will totally take it because I love this color." And so she refunded me the shipping, which I thought was so sweet and totally not necessary. I totally get it. But I just wanted to put that out there that she's got fantastic customer service, and I really, really appreciated that. So, oh, the other acquisition I got, which this is more on the shop side of things, but it's still definitely something that I'm interested in. But this was a little bit after the fact. I ordered this like 2 days ago through Prime, but this wasn't really in relation to the Fiber Expo. But I got the Hand Dyeing Yarn and Fleece book by Gail Callahan. I saw this book on, well, I've seen it around before, but I saw it on Cappy from the Yarn and I podcast. I saw it on her podcast, and I was like, "Oh, that's a really neat idea." And she really liked this book, and so I thought this would just be a really good one to have, kind of in my library. And I just got it yesterday. I was flipping through it, and it's just a really, really neat book, and I can't wait to try all these different methods. I just think this is going to be so fun. I've been having so much fun dyeing yarn lately. I can't wait. I have an order for some undyed yarn that is on the way. So, and there's also sparkle in it. So I'm very excited for sparkle yarn. But I will talk more about that in shop news. So let me see where I'm at for my time. I have 10 minutes. I will real quick talk about podcast love. I have had a few mentions on some podcasts, and I've also just discovered some new podcasts, and I am loving all of them. So I wanted to give them a little shout out. The first one is Fatima from Knit Knacker Natters, and she's adorable. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I just want to hug her. And she is in Singapore. She's English, and she is in Singapore, and I believe she's a doctor. I'm not sure if she's a doctor. I know she's in the medical field, but she just had a little baby boy not too long ago, and she is just wonderful. She is participating, or she participated in the Cozy Your Mug Along, and so she was talking about that on her podcast. And so I just wanted to say thank you, Fatima, for the mention, and I've really, really been enjoying your podcast. So go check her out if you have not. The next one I want to mention is Lucky Jenny Knits, and I have heard about her on other podcasts and have been meaning to check her out. And then last week she had posted in my group about the dog shaming from my last episode, and I went to, first of all, you should go check that post out. It's in the introductions thread, because I had forgotten to post the dog shaming thread that I said I was going to, so I was glad she posted that. It's a picture of her doodle. You need to go check it out. It's so cute, just being naughty. And so when I saw her post, I clicked on her name because I always like to look at people's profiles. And then I saw that she had the Lucky Jenny Knits podcast. I was like, that's who that is. I know who that is. So I went straight to her podcast and checked her out, and I just love her. So go check her out. I have not caught up on all of her episodes, but I did watch her most recent one, so definitely go check her out. And the next one that I wanted to talk about is Driftless Knitting, which is Jennifer, and I found her through Instagram or through YouTube. I don't remember now. I think maybe she liked a picture of mine or something like that, and then I looked at her profile and found out her podcast, and so we followed each other. And I caught up on all of her episodes, and she is just lovely. She's in Minnesota, and which I actually haven't told her yet. I was going to write to her and tell her that I used to go to school in Minnesota for about a year and a half in New Ulm, Minnesota. And so I kind of knew some of the areas that she was talking about, and she works in a yarn shop. And she's just got so many cool things that she's been talking about. She's a spinner, and I've been really getting into spinning again lately. And I've just really been enjoying what she's been talking about, and all the projects that she's got. So go check Miss Jennifer out. And then my last one is Hooks and Books podcast, which is Sarah. She's got one episode out, and she is just a doll. I love Sarah. She I found her through the podcast. She was she had found my podcast and had been leaving really sweet comments, and so her and I found each other on Instagram and been talking back and forth. And then she bought some of my yarn, which was so sweet, and she had really nice things to say about that on her Instagram. And I was watching her podcast, and I just loved it, and I can't wait for her to put out another episode. She does crochet as well, so that's been really cool to see her crochet projects, and she's getting into sock knitting, and I just really have been enjoying chatting with Sarah. So hi, Sarah. Let's see. I think I will leave it at that for Pod Love, and then I will pause this and get into spinning. Like I said, I've got some spinning this week. I have been just really caught the spinning bug again. I don't even know what started it. I don't even know. I just got back into it, and I've really been enjoying it. I spun up one bobbin of the Countess Ablaze fiber that I was spinning, which in this light it looks very gray, but it's actually green, white, pink, and purple. It's very pretty, and it's all superwash merino, and it's super soft. But this is about 50 grams. It's probably a little bit less because I had a bunch of like little bits of pieces that kept falling off. But I ended up splitting the braid in half. Here is the goodies. I actually prepped them like you're supposed to. I guess there's no right or wrong way, but I know that a lot of people prep it like this, where they make these little like nests and you can spin from it. It makes it a lot easier to draft. And so I did this, but you can get a better look of what the color is like. It's just so pretty and squishy and soft, and I love it. So I just started the second bobbin, and I'm going to do a 2-ply. I originally had toyed with the idea of doing a chain ply, but I really want this to be as close to a fingering weight as possible. I know I'm not there, but I figured if I did a chain ply, the 3-ply, that would not help that. So no idea what I'll knit with it. Once I get the yardage and stuff, when I'm done, I'll know more about that. But yeah, so very excited about that. Like I said, totally caught the knitting bug. Knitting bug. Well, I keep saying knitting instead of spinning. But I already edited that part out, so you don't have to hear that. But I wrote on Handmade in Woolen. If you've not watched that podcast, definitely go check it out. It's used to be Tiny Paper Foxes. It's Jenny and Devin, and they're really into spinning. And I wrote on there, Ask Me Anything, what are some good craftsy classes for beginners? Because I'm self-taught, so I don't know a lot of specifics. You know, I'm just whatever I've picked up. I got my wheel in May, and then I was drop spindling for about a year before that, but it wasn't very consistent. And so still feel like I had a lot to learn. So I wrote and asked her, you know, what are some beginner classes, because she's beginning spinning, and she gave me a bunch of different ideas. And I went on Craftsy, and they are having a huge sale, which I still think they are, where everything's like under $20. And one of the classes that she had put on there, which was, I have them on here, Drafting from Worsted to Woolen by J.C. Boggs Faulkner, and then I have Foundations of Spinning by Amy King. I think the Foundations of Spinning was like $40, and I got it for $20. So go check that out if you, or I mean, it's not just spinning classes, it's all of them are like under $20 right now. So I got both of those classes, and she suggested more, but I figured I'd start with those two. And I am super excited to start those, so very, very excited. So yeah, that is my spinning. Oh, and that colorway is called Prayed to All the Divinities from Countess of Blaze. I don't know if she still has that or not. I got it back in February, but that's the colorway. So I thought for the next segment I would do, I had a question in the Ask Me Anything thread. I actually had it 2 weeks ago, but since last week I was at my mom's, I couldn't answer it because it has to do with something that's in the background here. So, so the username is Louzle, I think, Louzzle, and she basically was asking what the pictures are behind me. And so I thought I would share with what those pictures are. So I'm going to go grab those and show you what they are. Okay, so I got my pictures, and it looks really, really bare behind me now, which is really funny. But okay, so this is the one that is usually right over there. This is a picture of my husband and I from our wedding. This was out in the woods. We got married May 3rd, 2013. So it's early spring, so not all of the leaves are quite there. But yeah, that's one of our wedding pictures. And then the big one that's behind me is this one. This is like a wedding collage thing. This is actually one that Ethan put together, which I thought was so cute. And like, for example, these two pictures on the bottom are actually one picture split in half. We're actually side by side in this picture, and I thought that was so cool how he did that. That was in the receiving line. And but yeah, there's our rings, and then there's the license, and this is oh, over here. This is in the parking lot where we did the bouquet toss. We did it from the back of his truck, and it says "Just Married" on the back. And yeah, let's get over here, just getting married. But yeah, so cute. I thought that was really sweet. I came home one day from work and he had put that together. I thought that was adorable. And this one is the one that was right over there, hanging above my spinning wheel, is my brother and his son and his wife and their daughter. So that's, oh, let's see, this is all backwards. So that's my brother Adam. Colton is in the middle, Melissa is his wife, my brother's wife, and then little Gracie here on the bottom. And yeah, so that's them. I have a sister as well, but I don't have a family picture of them. I do have a picture of my nieces. Oh, I don't know if that's gonna go. Okay, well, I have a picture of my nieces up here on my corkboard. And let's see. Oh, I thought I'd show this because this is kind of fun. I know this is kind of looks interesting from afar, but I thought I would show this. This is paw prints, if you can't tell. One of my coworkers had adopted a dog, and instead of having a birthday party, she has an adoptiversary party because she doesn't know his birthday. And so all of us got together. This was this spring, and they got she had bought a bunch of these little canvases. And she put them all in a line. It was enough for all of us that were at the party. And then all the dogs each got a different color of paint, and we put their paws in it, and then they all got to walk across. So we all have these little paints. Now they mostly have little dogs, so I'm pretty sure that's Ella's paw print, the big green one, because I think that's why I chose this one, because it actually had her paw print there. So yeah, that's kind of cute. I love that. And then the big picture that's usually right here is actually a painting that my father-in-law did of my dad. And he gave this to me for Christmas in 2013, which was actually the year that my dad passed away. And so my father-in-law knew my dad, which is actually, through my dad was how Ethan and I met. My in-laws had a bagpipe band, and my dad was a bagpiper. And I was doing driver's ed, and I drove him around, and I decided to join the band as well. So, because I was 14, and why not? Why not learn to play the bagpipes? Is what I thought. So, my husband is actually he doesn't do it much anymore, but he was like a competition bagpiper. And so yeah, that was just so sweet. My father-in-law is a fantastic artist, and that just blew my mind when he made that. And he watches, so hi Mark, thank you for painting this for me. And then I've got a little picture down in the corner, which I thought I'd share as well. This is, oh darn, it's not going to focus. This is my grandma, which is my dad's mom. And this is in 1943 when she was 19. And she worked at the gun plant during World War II. I wish this would focus. Maybe I can get it to manually focus. There we go. That kind of worked. So yeah, that is my Grandma Pringlet. I just think that is such a cool picture. I love this era, the 40s. I just think it's so neat. So yeah, those are my pictures. Thank you for asking. You know, I don't mind sharing. I like showing you guys that kind of stuff. I like talking about my family and everything. So thank you, Luzel, for that question. And then last but not least, I'm going to talk about the Etsy shop. So I'm going to go put the pictures back up, and then I'll be right back to talk about that. Okay, so I actually couldn't get the picture back up of my brother and his family right there, because when I was getting it down, I actually dropped it and it broke the frame. But don't worry, it was only like a dollar store frame, so I needed to get a new frame for it anyways. But I can't put it back up, so they're hanging out over here. I just thought that was kind of funny. So the last bit that I'm going to talk about today is some shop news, which I didn't grab the stuff. It's right here. Okay, so I've been doing some dyeing, and like I said, I've got more yarn on the way, which like I said is some of it's glitter yarn, which I'm really excited about. So I thought I will show you what is going up in the shop. By the time this is up, I'm assuming it'll be up in the shop. I will plan on that happening for sure. It's not up there currently, but it should be up there by the time this is on YouTube. Which, for those of you who don't know, my shop is thewoolenhomestead.etsy.com, but all of that information is in the down bar. So I showed you my 1989 colorway on those pink socks that I was knitting, and I kind of tweaked the color a little bit, and I'm really happy with it. So these will be up in the shop. I've got 4 skeins of them. So here, let's see if this will focus once again. So yeah, lots of color. There also should be a picture. Well, there'll obviously be a picture on the Etsy listing. But if you go on my Instagram, I'm sure there'll be a picture there as well once these are listed, so you can get a better idea of color. And then these two are the same. So yeah, just tons of color, tons of speckling. These are a little bit more heavily speckled than the first batch that I did. So, but I love speckles, so, which I think a lot of you guys do too. I just love it. I love color. Then I've also got 2 skeins of my favorite color is October, which I've decided that I am going to keep around probably until Thanksgiving time, which is, for those of you not in the U.S., that's the last Thursday of November. So unless you guys want it all year round, please let me know. I assume that it's probably not going to be as big of a need, you know, like come December, even January and February. And I probably will just bring it back towards the fall of next year. But if any of you want me to keep it around all year, please let me know. And if I end up not having it and you want it, please feel free to message me, and I can do a custom order for you for no additional charge. I don't need to do that. So yeah, just let me know. And I also thought I'd show you what is in the shop still. I have one skein of Vintage Christmas, which there will be more of this that will be coming once the yarn gets here. And I've got one blueberry crumb cake. I love this. I want to make something out of this. It just looks yummy. And I've got cherry blossom, pinkies, and I've got 2 skeins of baby blue jay. Oh, now it decided to focus. Cool. Then I will show those again. So I've got blueberry crumb cake and Vintage Christmas, cherry blossom, 1989, and my favorite color is October. So there. So that is it this week. As far as the next shop update, I'll be putting those ones in, like I said, ASAP. So those should be in the shop by the time this is up. But after that, I'm not sure. I don't know when it'll be. It just depends. I work full time, so I just kind of squeeze in the dyeing whenever I can. I think what I might end up doing is, like, if I podcast every other week, on the days that I would podcast, I'll probably yarn dye. I think that might work. We'll see. But feel free to, follow me on Instagram. That's where you'll always know if something is listed. I always post on Instagram, which is Knittin from the Mitten is my Instagram username. So yeah, thank you to everybody who has been watching, and once again, thank you to new viewers. And yeah, I hope that once again you guys are all happy and healthy and enjoying yourselves, and I hope you had a good Halloween, and I hope you eat lots of candy. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.